drive downtown to
Feel
get
like shit.
yeah, you wake up feeling like such dog shit, and then you go downtown, you get, hopefully you don't get ripped off the first time, and you just like fucking
Right.
you buy some dope off some random dude in the street in this neighborhood called the Bluffs in Atlanta. And there's actually a documentary, or not documentary, it's like a mockumentary. It's meant to seem like a documentary, but it's called Snow on the Bluffs. And it's on Netflix, and it's just about this dude that lives there that makes his money robbing white people that come into the neighborhood. Dude. And that was me for 5 years. And there was times, like, I remember one time I drove down the street. I bought a 25 bag of heroin, went around the corner to like look at it, and it was just it was just fake. So I went back around, spent another 25, went around to check it out, fake again. So then I ended up going again around another time. I spent 25 more bucks, and it was real, but it was a $10 bag. So I spent like 75 bucks on a $10 worth of dope, and I was fucking fine with it because it made me not sick anymore.
Finally.
That's a terrible life, dude.
Jesus.
And I don't even know how I had that money at the time, because usually as an addict you're broke as fuck. But
Well, $85 isn't like, or not balling, you know?
it was for me at the time, I guess. I don't know, but like it's just so brainwashed of a mindset to think, oh, I didn't get it this time, I better try again. Like, that's so fucking stupid.
Right. And it's just this
But it's
immediate...
the chemicals. It's
Right.
it's those evil chemicals, man. That's why I'm such a big advocate.
People
for
aren't
crowded
doing heroin
marijuana.
because it feels bad.
Oh no, it's
Like,
the best, but
I'm
it's
so
just not
scared of
worth it.
I never really was that attracted to the pills. I mean, I've done some pills, but I never really got that.
You have to hit that perfect level.
Yeah, I
And that's
never
the
got
thing,
that
like,
fucking feeling.
I always
Yeah.
fucked around with
Yeah,
pills
yeah.
there and
You're
here
lucky.
and there in
I
high
know.
school, and then when I moved out to the lake after Brian got in trouble and was on probation, I was hanging out with one of my friends who was an ex-heroin addict.
Okay.
And now he just did pills.
Oh,
And he
shit.
just had, Dilaudid and Opana and like all the really, really,
Real shit.
Strong, yeah.
nothing with acetaminophen. And then there was a few
Right,
acetaminophen, and he would just break out giant lines. That had
saw
like
that.
10 milligrams of oxy in it.
Ugh, I hate to think of it.
500
yeah.
or 600 milligrams of acetaminophen and just rail it.
Yeah.
I'm just like, ugh. And you didn't
Right.
even get that much higher from snorting it.
No, right? You really, no, you don't.
But
at all.
whenever you would get those, like the Oxy 30s that had no acetaminophen, you'd eat 130 and then snort one and be like, woo!
Or yeah, and it got like, I always said I'd never shoot anything up, but it ended up getting to that point.
Really?
Where I was using needles every day.
I can't stand needles at the doctor's office. There's
Oh,
no.
really?
I just
They
don't
never
think
bothered me.
I could do that.
Well, the drugs
I
are
could
powerful,
smoke it.
man. Yeah.
That would be, but just I was never.
God, it's terrible.
And I'm paranoid when I do drugs. When I do drugs, I research it and I like make sure I have the exact amount and like.
I was young though. I
This is
wasn't
what
doing
everybody else feels at 100 milligrams
Right.
of whatever, and like
Yeah.
it would make me so paranoid to just shoot some random balloon into
it
my
was
fucking
stupid.
veins.
No, it was dumb.
Yeah.
One time I was just such a junkie, dude. I couldn't get my hands on any dope or any pills, and all I had was a Valium, which is like that big of a pill, mind you. I crushed it all up, put it in a spoon, and I shot it up, and my fucking wrist, my whole arm, I thought I was going to be in trouble. Like, this thing got, like, the size of a softball. It was just crazy, because I think I missed the vein, too, so it, like, didn't even all go in the
Because
blood.
Valium's
I was
only
just
like 10
jaded.
milligrams, so there's
Yeah, it
probably
was 10
so many
milligram.
other filler and stuff in there to make it,
It
that
was so
size.
stupid. It was just, like, just how... God, the mindset's just like, I need something.
You're like,
I need
this
to
is
shoot
all I have,
something. Yeah.
and it's not much. So if I really want to fill it,
And Valium, you don't really physically feel. Like, I mean, it's more of a mental thing anyway. It just made no sense. I just did that because I wanted to be shooting something that would make me feel good, and I was hoping it would, but even though I knew it wouldn't, and it didn't, and it scared me, man. This thing my wrist got huge, or my arm got huge.
Yeah. I started seeing all my friends out at the lake when I was living there falling down that hole to
Really?
where that's all they were
Is there a lot
doing.
of that out here?
especially
Definitely.
the more and more like out in the middle of nowhere you get, like
Yeah.
it's just more and more prevalent. Like,
Well,
these-
dude, the heroin's as shitty as the cocaine is.
And
out
there's a
here,
bunch of
man.
old
They should stay away from it. It's just
older
dangerous.
people, and that's the thing. The pills are hard to find now, and they're super expensive. That black tar is so much cheaper.
Jesus.
And it's
So do people smoke it out here?
Thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it's the only way.
That's
to
what
take
all my
that.
friends were doing. Some of them were starting to shoot it.
Okay.
And then Dilaudid, they were banging that
I
a
remember
lot.
those. Yeah.
I'm good.
Yeah,
I'll take it.
good,
And
yeah.
giggle.
Fuck. I'm just so
Be
glad.
high, but I just wasn't. I've always had a strong enough mind to, I like to dabble
That's
a little
good.
bit, but
I definitely
the
didn't.
fucking Percocet comes around every once in a while. I'll eat it, but
Yeah.
I'm not looking out for it. You
Sure.
know, I'm not.
Absolutely.
I'm not going through grandma's medicine cabinets looking for fucking pills. You
Right.
know, which I used to.
Oh man, I did that a lot, bro. Yeah, everything.
Shitty.
I just
I know, that's a
stole
weird
every
mindset.
drug in any house of any of my family. I took it all, and just ridiculous. It was ridiculous.
Like started being the reason you went to dinner parties and shit. Like, I bet this bitch got some pills. in the bathroom.
Yeah, right. Oh, dude, and this is incriminating, but I don't care. I'll say it anyway. But dude, I used to work for DirecTV when I was like 21. So that's 11
statute of
11
limitations.
years ago, dude. We're good. But dude, when I did that, I fucking went through people's fucking cabinets looking for their drugs, and I found them sometimes, and I took them sometimes.
Totally see myself back in the day.
Oh, it's
doing
not
that shit.
good,
It's
dude.
like, I don't even know this
I
motherfucker.
just yeah. I always got worried though. Afterwards, I was like, dude, I hope they don't like call into DirecTV and report me. I never did.
I remember one time at the lake, there was a guy out there that had really bad back problems, and we all knew that he had like the best fucking drugs. And I had to ride in his truck with him up to the top. Have you ever been to Navajo Lake?
No.
But anyway, the top, it's a hill that switchbacks. It goes up to the very top where there's storage up there. And we drive up there, and he had to jump out to get something. I look on the floor, and there's like 3 little blue pills just on the floorboard.
Were they
And I
Roxy's?
just grabbed them.
Yeah.
And I put them in my pocket, and we got back and got on my phone and looked them up, and they were 30
Roxy 30s.
Roxy 30s.
Yeah.
And it was like the best
Those
day
things
of
are
my
so-
life at that time.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
just like, I have 90 milligrams.
Those are awesome, dude.
Got to my houseboat.
Oh yeah,
Just
dude.
fucking watch TV.
One of those will have you feeling good for the night. 3 of them, God.
No,
I don't even
I
want
was
to think
never
about it.
30 was like as much as I could ever do. I
Yeah.
never got to. My friends were taking like 150
Yeah,
at
dude.
a time.
The
and,
tolerance
like,
builds quick. Like I mean, I
Horrible.
remember times I took 2 Roxy 30s, and I don't know if it was just a psychological thing because I was like I was selling them to some friends of mine at the time. I had a bunch of them on me, but like it took like three 30s to actually feel something.
Right.
And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like my tolerance can't be
Yeah.
that high, but it was. You
Yeah,
know,
like a few months ago, I took a 10 milligram Percocet, and I was just like, ooh,
Yeah.
went out to the town,
Yeah.
had a fucking day.
hell
and
yeah.
It was fine, you know?
Yeah, dude.
And that's what drugs should be. I think
And
drugs
I
should
can
be
even do that
legal,
now, dude.
you know?
Like,
And
yeah,
It's just the mindset.
it should be
and
legal.
like, there's a root cause for people falling down that hole and trying to slam 10 milligrams of Valium. Like,
right.
There's
There's
something else going
more,
on than
yes.
just drugs. Heroin's not jumping into people's arms. You're not walking down the alleyway.
There's probably definitely some sadness that led to that. Yeah, 100%.
And there's definitely some. And I've had a great life. This thing I
Yeah.
really haven't had that bad of a life, but
Right.
I've always had anxiety my whole life, and I've never had anything give me that warm blanket like opiates
Like,
did.
I
And
know
that's
it, dude.
it's a horrible feeling, and like.
It's horrible
And
to
I've
feel
been-
like you need it.
I've been really into trying to find that feeling without. And during Sober October, I ran a lot, and I've
good.
never got runner's high before.
But did
then
you?
I did. I finally started, and
shit.
it's like a long term.
How long did you have to run?
A week at like
but how many-
3 or 4 miles a day.
What, 3 or
Yeah.
4 miles a day?
Yeah, like a 5K a day. I was
Wow.
running at like 5.5 miles an hour on the treadmill. 5.5
wow.
to 6 miles an hour on a
Okay.
treadmill.
Yeah, my wife and I went to the gym yesterday for the first time, and I mean, dude, I don't even remember. And I just like played racquetball for an hour by myself, but she went to a spin class and she ran like 14 miles or whatever, or cycled 14 miles.
Yeah.
And, dude, she would not shut up after. Like she was just so jacked from
that runner it's real.
Yeah,
You
the
have to-
exercise, yeah.
It's just one of those things. Like I didn't feel it until I was running consistently for a week. Like that was 3 or 4 miles a day.
So the first few days were
you
didn't
just
feel much.
Didn't feel much. It's
So I'm
not-
trying to get more
it's-
active again.
It's not like snorting Oxycontin. That's for sure.
Yeah.
First few days of running are hard.
Yeah.
Just like looking at the miles.
Brutal.
Like, fuck.
Mm-hmm.
That's why the treadmill is awesome because you can tap into some sort of media and
I also
kinda
like
forget.
I like the treadmill too because you can like see your progress digitally
like that
right in
too.
front of you. I mean, whereas if you're just running around the block, you don't even really know how fucking far. You know how many blocks you ran, but you don't know how. I don't know. You don't know how close you
I
are
think
to,
if you had a
to hitting that
Fitbit or
mile.
something, you could figure that
Oh,
out.
that's true.
Or
Yeah.
I bet your phone nowadays.
In the summertime,
There's
I
probably
would.
an app for it.
100%.
Yeah,
hiking,
definitely.
man. Like hiking up
Do
just
you?
mountainsides, and
Yeah.
whenever the fire was going on, I would hike up to different vantage points, look at it. It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Then
oh, wow.
Then it got scary as it
Yeah.
started getting bigger. It's
I'd
like,
be
holy
freaked
shit,
out for
this
that.
thing's getting nuclear. I was always pretty safe. I wasn't, but
Yeah. It's
it was-
crazy to me living in a place where people literally die to do outdoor activities. I
Every
mean,
year in Silverton,
just
somebody dies in an avalanche.
Yeah, a couple weeks ago, a skier died in an avalanche up at Red Mountain
it was an
Pass.
avalanche class. I think it was at a
Yeah.
school about avalanche
Oh,
training.
really?
Yeah. They were
One of my
like,
coworkers is going to do one of those.
Yeah.
Like he's
Avi training.
he's training or no, maybe that's not what he's doing. He's doing something where he's doing product development for a ski company, and so they're doing some sort of class up there, Red Mountain.
Like beacons, maybe?
I truly don't. I'd have to double check with
Avalanche
him. I
beacons
don't
or
want to talk out my ass, but
I do it all the time. Just put it online.
Just put it online. That'd be good.
they have
No,
old,
but that's. I was like, dude, be careful. Do you know someone just died? He's like, yeah, no. I'm
they
like,
have
what
old
the fuck?
decommissioned like cannons that they shoot at the mountainside to try to
Trigger avalanches? For real.
That would be a cool job.
And
And they're just like old military cannons.
yeah.
Dude, I would have
that'd be
loudspeakers playing like some epic shit. Just
Like that
show
V
up,
for Vendetta music
Yeah,
when he blows up the fucking building.
yeah, just show up dressed like an army general. Just like,
Yeah.
today. And just, definitely film it.
That'd be great.
A lot of people would be interested in that, I think.
That'd be
Yeah,
a fun
dude.
job.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's scary.
I only asked about the pill thing because a lot of people that are super advocates of
Right. That's
kratom, and most people
very perceptive of you,
they
actually.
almost always attribute it to saving their lives. Like
I do.
and Chris Bell, same shit. Like because he got super addicted to pills, right?
Well, and he was
He did.
was the
and
one.
he was making a movie about how
Right.
addictive pills are.
I think he
It was
was
called
the one that
Prescription
said
Drugs.
it's like, why should I have to be in pain? Like, why can't there be something that I can take that's not a really heavy
I think that was
narcotic?
him, yeah. And then
that-
he was introduced to
Yeah,
crack.
like I still have pain. Like, why can't I have something to curb
Right.
that, but it's not destroying my body or. It can be addictive, just like
Yeah.
anything else.
Definitely. I remember the exact moment where, I mean, it was actually the first time I ever took kratom of any form. And the reason I took it, because I heard about this kava bar in downtown West Palm Beach where I was living at the time, that sold kava, and then they mixed the kratom extract into the kava. And I remember I knew about that place, and I'd heard a little bit about kratom, so I knew vaguely about it. But then one day I was having like very bad like cravings because I had just kicked Suboxone like a month before for the second time
And
in my
Suboxone's
life.
the heroin substitute.
Yeah, well,
Or what's
it's
that
like it's
called?
kind of like methadone,
Methadone,
Suboxone.
yeah.
So it's Suboxone and naloxone, naloxone's like a blocker, but Suboxone, it's just like I forget what they call it now. It's good that I forget because that means it's been many, many years since I've had to look at the goddamn label of that
yeah.
medicine. So
I
I'm
had
glad.
I had a girl that would sell it to me because she was on it for like the blocking mechanism part of it. So,
yeah.
like, and it would get me kind of high.
It got me high too, dude.
Like, but it made me sick as fuck.
well,
like,
that's
that was
normal.
I hated it.
Yeah,
it,
it's not the greatest, dude.
it was like it wasn't worth the high. Like you would do some opiates and you'd be like, I'm glad I'm sick. I feel good.
Yeah.
I'm sick, but I feel great.
Yeah,
But like
yeah.
that wasn't the case with that shit. I was like, I wanted out
And
of my
it affects
body.
everybody differently
Yeah,
too,
exactly.
you know, like, but like with that, like Suboxone's stupid because, or Subutex is another one, or methadone, like they're good for a 3 to 4 day stretch, but then like once you start, because like a regular heroin withdrawal is 3 to 4 days, maybe 3 to 5 days, and it's fucking brutal. But when you start taking Suboxone, and if you do it like me, take it for a couple years before getting off it, like, dude, the withdrawal lasted 3 weeks, you know, but I made it through that, and then like a month later, I was just having a random opiate craving for something, so I called up a buddy, tried to get something, couldn't get it. Long story short, I just went downtown to work because I worked right beneath the West Palm Beach Improv, and at this restaurant, and I went downtown early, and I went to the Kava bar that I had heard about, and I drank a double of this kava drink with some kratom extract in it. And then, like, 5-10 minutes goes by. I'm not feeling anything. I walk over to my job, which is a few blocks away, sitting right beneath the Improv, and I just spark up a cigarette. And like immediately, it was kind of like I like to like refer to it like, have you ever seen the movie Limitless? Mm-hmm. When the dude takes the pill and then everything gets super clear? That's kind of like what happened to me, dude. Yeah. And it was from a natural substance, a completely natural substance. It filled the void that I was craving. Mm-hmm. I was craving something like some poison, but like this natural plant, kratom, like totally took away any thoughts of even wanting that. Yeah. And to me, I was like, this is a powerful, good plant. It's like, it's a positive thing. No matter what anybody will say about it, it's a positive, just gotta, and it changed my life. I mean, since then I haven't really used opiates except for when I went to the dentist, one time. Right.
So were you worried you were gonna like relapse?
When I went to the dentist? Yeah. Or whatever? No, because I still drink kratom because it I don't know. It's I still enjoy it, and it's actually healthy. It has like 27 different alkaloids. Mm-hmm. I mean,
I was reading something about that the other day.
Yeah, it's really good for you actually. And it's a good alternative to coffee. It's actually in the coffee family, Rubicae.
Really?
Yeah, it's in the Rubicae, which is, so it's like a relative to coffee.
That's another cool thing about it is you can really get different effects from how much you take.
Yes.
If you dose it out correctly.
Yes,
and you can like, I want a cup of coffee, so you take 1.5 grams, 2 grams, right. And you're like feeling good, but
then
you're
you
not
take a little more.
You take 10 or 12 grams, and you're sitting on the couch kind of nodding.
It's kind of like you can choose whether it's a sativa or an indica.
Exactly.
Depending on how much you take. It's an interesting plant.
I've even been playing around with the different strains, the reds, the greens.
Oh yeah. I take super green Malaysian. Mm-hmm. Then that's just been my go-to for a couple years now. It just works for me every fucking time. Yeah. I don't even have to switch up strains anymore. This is the one I use, and it's the best to me.
Right.
I pay not much for a kilo, and it gets shipped, to the post office. Just go pick it up.
Yeah, especially you find a distributor that's consistent, because I've found some that's like one batch 2 grams would do this, and the next it would be like not even the same thing.
No, I got the guy that that distributes to this place. Nice. Like, so he's like a commercial distributor, but he sells to me because of my connection to the owner of the Kava bar. Cool. Yeah. So I got a pretty good deal going on. Yeah.
Usually just order ounces at a time here and there.
It's
online.
cheaper if you buy it by the kilo,
for sure. Man. Yeah, it's cheaper to buy it online. Ever gone to Gandalf's and seen how much they're charging?
Not Gandalf's, but Third Eye. I've gone in that Third Eye vape place or whatever.
Oh, I didn't even know they had it over there.
He sells it. I guess his name's Dave. He sells.
I know Dave Whipple.
I don't know his last name, but he sells it for 15 an ounce, which in a couple tight binds I've had to do. Because I don't know, I ran out or whatever. And the way I get it is from cash on delivery, which this guy is not doing for any new customers anymore. I found out because I referred somebody to him, and he wouldn't sell to him at all, which is a little scary because it means that he's worried about running out of supply, which is based on the legislation they're passing. Like, they're making it really hard to import it right now from Indonesia. It's like really hard. They're stopping it at the border. I mean, and just it's so fucked up, dude.
And it's all financial.
It's all because of money. Yes.
And not only that, but it's just everything is just this fucked up, like, it's all terrible for you, and they don't give a fuck.
Right?
They're just killing people.
They're the ones pushing the poison.
With Coca-Cola,
they can't patent the chemicals.
Fucking McDonald's.
Kratom.
Yes.
They can't patent the chemicals in marijuana. That's the thing.
Right.
They can't make that chemical
because it's God given.
It's not a Pfizer chemical.
Right. Exactly.
And like the people who made fentanyl, they can patent that shit.
How greedy do you have to be like, if anybody's gonna feel anything but sober, I'm making money on it. Just like, whoa, you're fucking super rich,
you know
dude.
They're greedy, dude.
And that's
you know
how
they are.
so many people got really addicted to pills, is because it was like, the doctor gave it to me and it's fine. And even I'll take a little more. I think that one's it is. All right, that one's empty. Yeah,
I think I'm straight, dog.
Okay.
I'm gonna continue with the beer,
but
I'm not very well versed in the kratom world.
Yeah, no.
So I
then
don't
take your time with it. Yeah, because
I
you
take
don't want
it
to.
pretty frequently.
You don't want to. Yeah, if you take it more often. Yeah, because that's the thing is we call it the wobbles, and it's when you accidentally take too much kratom and your eyes kind of like start to shake a little bit. Like not anything scary, it's just uncomfortable. So you can take too much. I mean, if you're feeling good, you might want to just chill for a little bit, because
that's what's nice about the tea, is like, it hits you a lot faster and you can really judge how much you That's what I like
that. Yeah,
I like to dose out, like, I'm gonna take 3 grams or I'm gonna take 4 grams.
Phil's the shit to have around if you want to do drugs, like mushrooms, anything, because he researches. He researches the fuck out of it too.
Well, that's great.
Every time, like if I'm questioning whether I should eat something, I ask Coel. If there's a drug in front of me, I'm like, hey Phil, have you ever heard of this? And he'll be like, oh yeah, dude, it should be fine, but it's like a long trip or whatever, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
and
dude.
we've been best friends our whole lives, so we started taking drugs together, you know.
So do you take less than he does?
Oh,
generally
we
speaking?
take a lot of psychedelics, or where we did.
Depends on the night.
That's pretty much our flavor of choice generally.
Same.
But
acid's my favorite drug, really.
No, we took 3 hits each at Global Dance Festival one year, and we, like, right when he gave it to me, I put it on my tongue and he started walking away, and I like grabbed his shoulders and I was like, do not let me take any more drugs. And he was like, me neither. And then like an hour later the concert ended. We were just like,
nice.
It's like, now we have to find our way back home or to the hotel.
That's always the worst part.
I gotta pee, fellas.
it was such a beautiful coincidence.
Yeah.
We fucking ran into a hippie friend from ours that we used to like get weed from and sell weed to every once in a while, and he was like, you guys need a ride? Just like, and we were just blasted. We were gonna try to walk our
Was
way
it acid?
through
3 hits of acid? Yeah.
And it was decent, you know.
Yeah.
And we just got greedy. We got greedy at the end, you know what I mean? I pride myself on my
that's hilarious.
my ability to restrain myself when it comes to drugs, because I know how fucking gnarly they are.
Yeah.
But you know,
no joke, dude. They're no joke.
Yeah, and when your friends like do it together, just like, fuck it.
All right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We went
I
to
trust
Looney
you.
Bin together, dog. That was fun.
Yeah.
Last time I did mushrooms, I waited till I still had a girlfriend at the time, and I lived here with Phil and Coel, and they were going out of town, and my girlfriend was going out of town who lived with me here. So I was all alone for a weekend. So I took 4.5 grams in tea and had a fucking spiritual experience. I needed like a hard reset, you know what I mean? And the doors were locked. I had 5 dogs around me. Nothing bad was gonna happen.
Right.
But goddamn, dog, that was
that's crazy.
that was real.
I had a crazy real experience on mushrooms too one time, but
I'm sure anybody that's ever done mushrooms.
But I had been up for 4 days on meth at the time, which again, not proud of at all. I'm not proud of. Just gonna disclaim that right now. I'm not proud of the drugs I've done.
A lot of the things I've done.
But I've done a lot of drugs and not. I'm just glad to be here.
I don't think I've ever done meth voluntarily, but it's very possible that
probably
it's been
in some coke or
something that I've done.
Yeah,
I've definitely had some coke that felt.
I lived in
super
Georgia,
speedy.
man. I lived in Georgia, and I mean, like, they were growing it. I mean, not growing it, cooking it in the neighborhood across the street from mine. You know, it was just there. Like, you could go. I remember times, man. We'd be tweaking out and just walking around the neighborhood. And be like, oh, hey, there's Tony's house. You want to stop in and hit the chalet real quick? You know, and just like we'd go in, do some meth, bounce out, and keep walking, and then hit the next guy. Oh, there's Bobby's house. I mean, and just do that all night because we were all wired. You know, we weren't sleeping, and we just walk around the neighborhood.
And once you do a little meth, more meth is
it was
better.
fucked up. We lived in a fucked up place, dude. Yeah,
That's not good for you, man. Now you just do kratom.
Kratom, and I smoke a shit ton of weed.
As do we.
And, you know, I do other drugs sometimes, but the thing is, like, last time I tripped on acid, I tripped so hard. I've been good for over a year. Like I
haven't had
even
the
got
desire.
the desire.
It's been a while
I
since
haven't gotten that desire to trip.
Don't abuse
over
it.
a year. Yeah, I've been turning it down.
I was
actually.
definitely abusing it and had a bad trip where it was just super uncomfortable. My mind was going fucking thousands of
that
different
sucks.
ways, and like
There's nothing worse than a
it
bad
was
trip,
just
dude.
yeah.
It was
an
an uncomfortable trip.
trip.
I just tripped so hard, dude. Like, I mean, I was just incredibly fucked up. I mean, my wife and a coworker of mine were there, which is still kind of embarrassing to this day. I was just,
Were they tripping too?
Yeah, they were tripping
Oh,
too,
okay.
but not on the same level as I was. And I took the same amount as them, but acid really affects me.
any
dude. It's
psychedelic
awesome.
really like
It's great because it really works like strong. I just need to keep it down. Like, thing is, I think I had 5 hits. So once I start,
if it's
I'm
actually
gonna take
good.
fucking all of it, dude. Between my wife and I, that's 2.5 hits each. That's-
okay.
That's real though. 2.5 hits is a fucking
Yeah.
strapping in
Dude,
for a ride.
And I was just I just tripped my balls off, and I've been literally good ever since. I like still feel that reset. I'm still reset
Right.
after over a year.
You took
you know?
positive things out of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
Like, I don't
that-
even want mushrooms. My buddy just started growing mushrooms, and he keeps offering them to me. I'm like, I really don't want it.
They have to be spiritual. It's like one of those times where I really need to reset with mushrooms. Acid with
Sure.
me is more playful at
Same.
the right dosage.
I'm actually the same. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mushrooms, I want to like sit in the corner and contemplate my life.
Yeah,
and,
or go to a national park or
Yeah.
something.
it's a lot easier
Church.
to go do something
Yeah.
than just to do mushrooms in my house, and then because then I'm just like, you're a piece of shit in this aspect, and you need to do this better, and like
Yeah.
The mushrooms have to be the bonus, the cherry on top of the experience. You
Yeah.
have to be doing something almost, you know?
Yeah.
Unless you're really like that time I did it here by myself. I was like, I had so much intention and I needed to grow. Like, I felt like I was just on the other side of this, like, fucking, like, cocoon, you know, like almost
Sure.
about to grow up, like a next phase of my life, you know?
Yeah.
And I was looking for a push through said cocoon, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, I'm going to take a shitload of mushrooms. And it was a beautiful experience. And I
Yeah.
finished it off by watching cartoons, which was
that was
nice.
There you
the
go.
same thing that happened to me the
Beautiful.
last time I did mushrooms. Quill was in Farmington with her parents, and I knew I had the house to myself, and I knew she was safe. I
Yeah.
turned my phone off, and I probably had an eighth and made
Oh,
into
wow.
tea.
That's real.
Oh, cool.
And
I've actually never had tea. Never
It's
drank
just like
mushrooms.
this.
Way
Crush
better.
Does
it up.
it taste?
Tastes like shit.
Yeah, that's what I imagined.
but
Okay.
it's easier on my stomach.
Okay.
Yeah, it
Like
doesn't
my
seem to
stomach
fuck
trying
me
to
up.
digest raw mushrooms when I'm eating them, and then like the fact that I've tasted them the whole time.
I hate the taste of mushrooms. I don't even eat regular mushrooms. Like,
I love regular mushrooms.
any food I order, it's without mushrooms. Like, I hate the taste of regular
Is it
or
a texture thing? They
it's the
kind of taste like
taste to
dirt.
me.
Yeah.
It's
Like,
the
even good
taste
ones.
and the texture. The
Yeah.
slimy ones are just as gross.
Yeah.
Right.
But I don't know, or the dry ones are just as gross. I mean,
No,
I
they're
don't know.
worse. Like when
Yeah.
one pops in your mouth, you're just like
Super
hate it.
dusty. Get a mouthful of spores.
Yeah, my buddy makes great chocolates where I don't
Chocolate-
even taste the
chocolate's
fucking
the way
mushroom.
to go.
Yeah.
Actually grinding it up, make it. But
It's
that
nice.
that trip that I had for like 3 hours, I laid on the front porch. It was dark, and I just
This
laid,
house?
Yeah, I grabbed
Uh-huh.
a blanket. And I just laid on the front
you
porch.
gotta have a blanket
Yeah.
for mushrooms.
And I was just
Yeah, you
having the
do.
craziest closed-eyed visuals, and there was like this moment where I was like trying to find peace in the trip, and like, something happened and it clicked, and I was like laying down, and all these avatar type like blue tall people were like holding me up like a concert or something, and just like moving my body in this blanket like along
Like you're in a
this
cocoon.
path, and then they like dropped me in front of this tree. And it was like the tree of light or life or whatever. I can't even
And
explain
you came
it.
out the cocoon.
Yeah, and it was just like all of a sudden I felt this overwhelming sense of love, and just like I'm glad that I'm who
It's
I
crazy
am,
that
and like
these things
I
can
just
do this.
found the ability to love myself again. And
Well,
this has
good.
been 2 or 3 years ago, probably.
Good though. You
But it
need to
was
have that,
crazy.
man. Yeah.
Schedule 1, by the way.
Yeah,
I know it.
I went to jail for
Bullshit.
conspiracy to distribute LSD.
Oh, you did?
yes, sir.
How long did you have to do?
I pled down to conspiracy to distribute, so 23 days was how
Nice.
long I was there.
I had, no, man. That still sucks. I had to do 30 days one time.
I didn't
and-
know how long I was. I didn't even know my charges for like weeks.
So you didn't know how long you were going to be
he was
in
an
there?
out-of-state
I didn't
fugitive.
either, dude.
Yeah.
I had no clue how long, and it's just
And
like
I saw a
that's the
judge, and
worst
she was
part.
like, "Here's your bail." Just like, that's it, motherfucker. We couldn't have done this 22 days ago.
I know
Just
it.
because he was out of state.
Yeah.
Where
It was
were
a
you?
Different state.
I got arrested in Farmington,
New Mexico.
but my
Yeah.
charge was up here because I met this dude at Walmart. One time
Bad
I sold
idea
LSD.
already, I could tell you.
One time, dude. And yeah, and I was young, cocky. We were
Yeah.
selling weed all the time. Didn't have a job or
we
shit.
were about to sell a lot of LSD.
Yeah, we were about to.
You really were?
We were about to
Yeah.
change Farmington a little bit, you know.
Oh fuck!
Like,
Enlighten them.
Right after that,
They
I
would have
went-
had problems.
I went.
Make
to,
it the enlightened state.
I went to Denver and met somebody who was in with the family, and they had the best acid I probably have ever had in my life. It was
wow.
amazing.
Wow.
And I was about to fry Farmington, but I'm glad we didn't because we probably would have gotten a lot more trouble.
Yeah.
And we were growing.
Prison time.
We were allegedly growing a bunch of mushrooms in our
In
basement.
the basement.
We were about to produce like 2 or
And you
3
know-
pounds a week.
Man,
It was
it's
gonna
good.
get- it was gonna get
It's
shitty.
good it stopped when it did.
And we were
Sounds
selling weed as our primary income.
Yeah, we were
Jesus
the weed guys.
Christ.
We were
Best
definitely
drug dealers you ever had.
starting to get a name.
They were always.
Wow. Yeah, that's not good. You don't want to get a name, dude.
I know. I walked into a party and this guy was like, "You're Brian." I was
Oh,
like,
no.
"Whoa,
No, that's
I don't.
not-
I don't even like the way you look. I don't want you to know my fucking name." Like Gibby's
Oh my God.
friends.
Didn't somebody go into your old work and ask the boss, like, do you know Brian Nystrom? And
Oh, a cop.
was it a cop?
I'm almost positive.
It was like right before you got busted, because
Yeah.
right before you got busted, you were like, dude, I need to talk to you about something. And then you never told me
They
that.
went to Europa too.
Mhm.
They went to
Yeah.
Europa and Los Hermanitos.
What
Two
are those?
places I worked.
Oh, 2 places
Yeah,
you worked?
a construction company and a restaurant.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit.
They're asking about me
Oh, man.
because
yeah,
I had a
that's bad.
warrant. Because that was a setup,
Jesus.
and they
Sense.
didn't arrest me then. They wanted me to keep going.
Mhm.
And the next day, I got a text, "Hey, do you have any more acid?" And I just sold him a 10 strip, and you don't text acid. It was just like nothing here feels right. And I just never talked to that dude again.
Yeah.
You know, but
Wow.
We went to Vegas for my 21st birthday.
Damn.
Balling
we went
hard.
snowboarding in California.
Living the dream.
We had a lot of fun.
Damn, you had a lot of money.
And then came back and Brian got busted. Yeah.
And now you're laughing about it, so it's all good.
Oh, totally.
You live and you learn.
Green
dude.
light, well, that's what we
See?
got.
So you know what
And
it's like to survive something.
I had no idea why he was arrested, and
Oh,
so I was
no?
at home alone with fucking 4 pounds of mushrooms being grown in the basement.
Oh,
Probably
man.
3 pounds of weed in the house.
Yeah,
Just
and
in Farmington.
I was outside digging holes, and we had those big like vacuum sealed bread loaves things
Jesus,
that you
yeah,
push down. What were they called?
Oh yeah, like
Backpacks.
Vacuum pack.
And
Yeah.
then you just squeeze it and it vacuum packs it. And
Yeah,
I would
vacuum
like,
seals it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And it was like a cylinder. It was like a big jar, and you push the button, and then it vacuumed it itself. But I was like burying those in the backyard, just like they're not gonna with all of our money and shit.
You
I got super
serious?
paranoid. Fuck yeah!
Yeah,
'cause I had
well, I don't blame
I called Phil and I was like, I don't know, like clean the house. Like
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody's
he
coming.
wrote me a letter.
Oh yeah.
It said, I think it has something to do with Lucy.
Oh
was
man,
like,
yeah.
So
Yep.
we got
That's
everything.
the
We
word.
had like 100 hits in the house at that time. It was bad.
God, that'd be so scary, dude.
Yeah, it was scary for sure.
God, fuck
Real
that.
scary.
Yeah.
And I didn't even remember I sold this acid. Like I came up here to snowboard that day. Like after
Oh,
I sold
no.
it, I was just like in my
We thought
mind.
it was
you know?
weed for sure. 'Cause
Yeah.
that was our business. That's what we were doing.
But
there.
yeah,
Wow.
and this cop was like, "It's a Schedule 1 drug charge in Durango, Colorado," and I was like, "I don't even have Schedule 1 drugs." And then like 2 weeks in jail, it just clicked. I was
Oh,
like,
man.
motherfucking rat. And yeah, it was.
Yep. Oh, yeah. Oh,
I got
you
set up.
Fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Luckily, that confidential informant was taking drugs and went down to Farmington and like broke into some lady's house and
think he was
said
on,
he
like,
was God and was like
bath
trying
salts
to
or
rape her or something. And it was all over the news. So
It sounds like a South Florida thing to happen.
Brian's
Yeah.
lawyer was like, "Yo, like you need to let this kid off because your fucking confidential informant
He's
taking
obviously
those drugs and
out of his mind.
raping
Well, yeah,
kids."
you could have put him in jail. You put him back on the streets, and this fucking happened. And I'm supposed to trust this fucking guy's word because we were I had his Jeep Cherokee with 2 12-inch subs in the back, and we just got into raves, dude. So my whole Jeep was always just like,
Yeah,
So
definitely.
and my windows were black, so they had no pictures of my face, and the fucking bass was bumping so hard there was like no mic, like, so they were just taking this guy's word for it essentially.
Oh wow, that's fucked up.
And he was like, what kind of reputation does this guy have? He's taking fucking bath salts and shit and trying
Did
to
you
rape
have a
girls.
good lawyer or court appointed?
No,
Good
it was
lawyer.
$5,000 to get him out of bed, lawyer.
Wow.
That cost me 11 G's.
Damn.
That whole situation.
Thank God you got it though. I mean, I mean, a cheaper lawyer might not have got you that.
No, a
and-
public defender wouldn't have
No,
been able
right.
to do that.
The
Right.
lawyer, I'm not ashamed of at all, but $6,000 in legal fines,
Yeah.
like,
yeah.
for what?
Yeah.
And I had to pay for who knows how many
that
drug
acid was
tests.
shitty.
And it was shitty. Yeah.
It was really
The
bad.
only
Oh
reason
my
I
God.
sold it to this kid, so he was kind of a bitch. So I was like, fuck this kid.
Yeah.
And he was bugging me for months, dude. And finally,
That's
we
a bad
got
sign.
a lot, like 100 hits. And it turned out to be just shit.
Yeah.
So I was like, fuck this kid. We'll get rid of it, And sure enough, that was a terrible decision.
Damn.
For
It's
a
funny on the police report. It's
Fuck, that's
yeah,
crazy.
Phil read my whole.
That's crazy,
it says,
dude.
like, and then Brian, the defendant or whatever, said, "Yeah, check out this Casey Jones that I got. This shit's dank." And he gives him a bud of marijuana or whatever, and it's just like, yeah, that sounds like something Brian would say.
Yeah.
It's like, we'll be getting this Casey Jones in soon.
We get this Casey Johnson.
I was a salesman.
That's awesome, dude. I like that.
We were the best drug
Casey
dealers ever,
Jones.
though. We were so nice.
If you were the best, you wouldn't have got caught.
No,
offense.
as far as nice wise,
Oh, nice,
we
nice.
trusted
Friendly.
I shouldn't have trusted
You're a
that
local
kid.
friendly drug dealer.
All of our
Exactly.
eights
Yeah.
were like 3.8.
Everything was
Nice.
fat.
3.7.
Never overcharged people. We were so
That's
friendly.
cool. That's
always
good. I
smoked
know what
people
you mean.
down. Never had them.
Yeah.
Never had them pull out of their bag.
Yeah.
Just like always trying to help people out. And then I was dating this crazy bitch, whose cousin introduced me to this fucking snitch. So you can really trace it all back to this crazy bitch. That's just where
That's
I
usually
fucked
where the
up.
problems begin.
It's where I started fucking
Yeah.
up. The sex was
That's regular.
too good. It
Sounded good.
was
Yeah.
real good.
I could hear it.
Sounded good.
She was loud, but I was young and horny.
I would just make up excuses to go to the bathroom. I got diarrhea. Just kidding. I never
Jerk
did
off
that.
in the bathroom.
Yeah, he was.
Yes.
While he was
100%.
shitting. Ugh.
It's hard for me to
That's
jerk
crazy
off while I'm
times.
shitting.
That's funny.
I've never done it once, to be honest.
Well,
I don't
I'm
feel sexy when I'm
I've been in a
shitting. That's my
relationship
thing.
relationship for
either,
10 years. Like, you got to find the places to
I
jerk
don't
off.
think. I don't know.
I get
dude.
that.
I haven't been 10 years yet, but I still feel like I can't smell that and then think,
Yeah,
oh, I
that's
want
what I'm
to jerk
saying.
off.
It's really hard to jerk
Like,
off when you're
that's
taking
so
a shit.
weird, dude. Like that is just so weird.
Dude, I got so used to jerking off. Like, I'd turn on the shower, jerk off real quick, and then take a shower. That, like, even after I broke up with my girlfriend, I turned on the shower and got a boner. It was just like, my body was like, oh, it's time.
That's funny
That's
about
great.
opiates and like having cravings. Like, I would not eat in the mornings and then take Percocet because it would hit me faster and stronger
Oh,
on
for
an
sure.
empty stomach.
Damn right.
And still now, like when I don't eat in the mornings and my stomach starts growling, I'll get like a little short burst of euphoria because my body thinks we're about to eat Percocet. And I'm like, ooh. I'm like,
Yeah.
the
This is
feeling of my
psychological.
stomach being hungry makes me feel happy.
Yeah.
It's weird.
That is weird, but
It's really
I understand it too.
Dang, man, if you ever end up in, like, a situation where you can't get food, at least you'll be in a good mood.
Yeah. That's why I like fasting
I'm
in the
starving,
morning.
but
I'm
I
like,
feel
Yeah,
great.
until that high wears off.
Exactly.
Then you're just fucking hungry.
Yeah, it doesn't last that long.
Yeah.
That's funny shit.
Yeah, man.
This is beautiful. Thanks for coming on,
Yeah,
man.
dude,
You should
thanks for
come on
having me.
more. I
I'd
feel
be
like
happy to, dude.
we're just barely scratching the surface of the potential conversation.
How long we been here? Oh shit.
What time is it?
Oh, okay, it's almost 6. Yeah, almost 2 hours.
We get lost.
It's fun, dude.
means
Like
it's
I've had
good,
a
though.
blast. Yeah, exactly.
When I'm looking at the time, I'm like,
yeah, I didn't
it's
even
not
look at the
going
clock
great.
till now. Like this is good.
No, it's a lot of fun, man. We like to
Yeah.
be freeform and
Have you thought about doing a podcast?
No, I never even considered it because I know it takes all this equipment that I can't afford.
Well, you can do it with the phone. It might not sound as good, as easy, But, like, I don't know.
You guys got the setup.
I really wanted mics, and I really wanted
Right.
to feel like, dude, episode 1, you should hear it. I'm terrified, but I feel like
Dude,
I
want
have
to
to
know where
keep
I
it
can
going.
hear it. Do I need to download SoundCloud? Because I don't have an iPhone.
Yeah, but there's
have
podcast apps on all platforms.
Wait, so
Samsung or anything.
Where,
Do you have a smartphone where you can download apps?
I think so.
Definitely.
I mean, it's a piece of shit.
Well,
If it's got a
Like,
screen,
looks
I
like
bet.
that, yeah.
If you got a Play Store, like
Yeah,
a
I got
Google-
play. Yeah, I got all that. Dude,
Download
of course, yeah.
any like
Podcast
Podcast
app.
Republic is the one I use.
Podcast Republic.
Mm-hmm.
Where the fuck is this place?
Our battery's done.
Shit.
We can take a break.
What is that?
I gotta pee.
Okay, let's take a break.
All right.
I was thinking we should maybe cut this.
Back from the pee break.
Yeah, and I think we decided we're going to just wrap this up and say bye to you beautiful people so we can have our friend Dave Oakley back on again.
Yeah, I'd be happy to come back anytime. Let me know. Thank
Hell
you for
yeah.
having me,
Regular.
guys.
Yeah,
I
man,
really
it's been fun.
appreciate it.
Thanks for
And-
the tea.
Yeah.
Anytime, dude. Literally.
Yeah,
I'll
I
bring
will
it
hit you up for
anytime.
sure.
Yeah, yeah.
Because it helps so much with my migraines and just
It's a great plan.
if I'm feeling like I'm having anxiety just a little bit, just like
It definitely
feel
helps
great.
with that too.
Yeah.
Good.
it's better than taking
It
Xanax
is
or
good.
fucking
Yeah. It's good for
Percocet.
anxiety. It's so much better than anything. It's better than Xanax. It's better than Percocet. I mean, you take a Percocet 30 days in a row, you'll feel bad withdrawals. You take Kratom 30 days in a row and stop, you're not gonna have withdrawals like that. It's just uncomparable, dude.
for sure.
Well, thanks again for having me, guys.
Yeah,
I really
it was
appreciate
fun, man.
you.
We'll do it again.
Yeah, anything you
I-
want to plug? I mean,
Oh yeah, actually, I don't know if you have any listeners in
we have
Arizona,
I don't know.
Maybe.
but
Maybe.
next
We'll
month.
hashtag it. Maybe we will.
Cool. All right. Next month, in February, I'll be in Phoenix from the 20th to the 24th on Wednesday the 20th at the Lounge at 8 p.m. On Thursday the 21st at Third Space at 7:30 p.m. Friday, February 22nd at Highside Bar at 8:30 p.m. And then Saturday, February 23rd at Improv Mania at 10 p.m.
Nice.
And then just hit me up on Twitter at Davo Laughs.
Dave O laughs.
DAVEOLAUGHS at Davo Laughs.
Nice. And if you're local, you guys do open mic nights every Thursday?
Every Thursday we do open mic night. This next week is important. We got there's 2 open mics on this next Thursday. Laugh Therapy at 8 p.m. at underneath the embassy, and then immediately following that, we're gonna start our open mic night over at the Ranch, and then at 10 p.m. no matter how many people signed up, whether they get on or not, like at 10 p.m. We have to go to the feature act, which will actually be me. I'm gonna do 10 minutes, and then Elliot Weber, whose tour we're launching that night, he's gonna headline. And so yeah, it'll be.
I'm gonna come out this Thursday.
And
Cool.
if it's
that'll be fun.
if you guys are listening to this the day it came out, that is tomorrow in Durango. So
Tomorrow, Durango
get your
time.
asses out of the house. Go watch some fucking comedy.
It's free and it's fun, man.
Yeah, I went last night and I had a great time, man. And I
Yeah.
really appreciated I love the different personalities and how they come out.
Sure.
Like the guy that went on first last night.
Yeah.
Just like, hi.
Yeah, he's so
I was
funny.
like, all right, I'm fucking
Yeah.
in, dog.
Yeah,
Let's do this.
He's
He
got
took
that energy,
control.
dude.
Yeah, he
Yes.
was just like, fucking
That's
listen.
Josh Emerson, by the way, people.
He
He's
was
hilarious.
And I've
Look
seen
out
him
for
before. He's
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah,
I
he's
saw
great.
you guys at the roast of Durango.
Oh, cool.
That was fun.
Yeah, I forgot you said you were
Yeah,
there.
that was
That
fun.
was a lot of fun, dude. That was a great crowd, man.
It really.
It was like a packed.
they would have laughed at
straighter
anything
theater.
too.
Yeah.
They were just so excited
Yeah,
to be
dude,
there.
It was just fun, dude. Yeah. It was
Yeah, my
good.
buddy Les that I used to work with at Pro Herb, Les, the tall native dude.
I don't know if I know him. man.
Maybe he hasn't done that much, I guess.
I
But
guess
he was
not.
always trying to get me to go over there.
If he,
'cause
I know everybody that comes regularly, so
Yeah.
he must not be.
nice. I know he's done it a couple
Yeah.
times, but
Nice. Well,
You guys should.
I'm gonna
give
get
it
my
a
ass on
fucking
stage.
shot,
I
dude.
will.
Just
And you're
give it a
inspiring
shot.
me right now.
Good,
I'm,
man.
I'm excited.
I'm glad I can do that.
And I'm attracted to the whole thing. I'm attracted to the
Same.
different personalities.
Same.
Like just to talk. I want to talk to him. You know what I
Sure.
mean?
Oh, dude, and I was
'Cause
gonna
love
say,
picking brains.
Yeah, I was gonna say I could probably talk to some of my buddies in the scene if you want to get them on here.
that would be
Totally.
awesome.
Because
Yeah.
I'm thinking like maybe about Elliot in particular because he's got this tour coming up. It could be something y'all just have a good conversation about and then you
Right.
can promote. That'd be
Definitely.
cool.
Yeah, and
That's
I
I
mean
could
most
ask
of
him if
our
he'd want to.
most of our listeners are Denver, LA, and I think Durango's somewhere right behind there.
Okay.
But we do have listeners kind of spread out.
Sweet. And it'll continue growing because you got a good thing going here. You got a great setup.
As long
and
as-
you guys are good at conversating too. It's fun.
Nice.
It's a
actually
lot
really
easier
fun.
when you're talking to somebody that wants to make jokes and is open. Like right when we started talking last night, I was like, all right, we're going to get along just
Oh,
fine.
I figured so too,
Yeah.
man. I thought so
Yeah.
too.
Hell yeah.
Cool.
Well, thanks for listening, guys. GLW_podcast on Instagram, greenlightweekend@gmail.com, and YouTube, Greenlight Weekend, 3 words. Phil, what do you got?
That's
Anything?
it, man.
All right.
Love you guys.
Yeah, we love you guys. Thank you for listening. Thanks again, Dave Oakley.
Yeah, thank you.
See you guys next week.
Thank you. Later, guys.
Peace.
Hallucinations, I'm seeing hallucinations and vibrations. And walls, ceiling is peeling paint. Hippie flipping with dank. Them Lucy and Molly skanks. Skipping them dinner plates. Tripping, I'm feeling great.
Trip, yeah, came to bust. Flip mode squad got me feeling dangerous. So just hang 'em up, you can't hang with us, When I came up, Pop told me that I gotta stay tough. Raging against that lay parks with this microphone that I'm banging up. What? I don't need to break the puff. Yeah, bitch, I flow dank enough. I want you blazing it up, but when I'm in the booth, I spit angel dust. This here get you lifted. It's not what you used to piffin'. Homie, this something different. So bitch, don't get it twisted. Everybody on that yacht, they ain't even from that block. Dude, strap that 9mm Glock, gotta chop that rock, but you know about the block. You a bum cop, puss cop. Soft when the heat come push pop. Ice cream, don't let it melt. Get smacked in the face with a lead belt pop. Can't stop, won't stop, yeah. Let me do it right here. Ripping it up right here. There's a blunt right here. What I want right here. Go and push your way up to the front right here. Yeah, strip right here. Give me the mic, bringing it up in the gut. Let it bump right here. No front end in the cut. That's what's up. Let the buster know I give a fuck right here. Hey, what you know about that? What you gon' buy that ape? But the same motherfucker won't buy my tape. Wait, man, tell me what's that about? We talking bullshit, then you got a potty mouth. About to knock you out, bitch, knock you out.
Hallucinations, I'm seeing hallucinations and vibrations and walls. Ceiling is peeling paint. Hippie flipping with dank. Them Lucy and Molly skanks. Skipping them dinner plates. Tripping, I'm feeling great.
Yeah, I heard that. Still sobbing like a nerd's pack. Popping all of it, swerving. Taking more than it's working. But is it really worth it? When the cops come get nervous. Rolling balls, she flirting. I'm sipping on that perfect. Convinced that your man is a pimp and she wantin' a piece of that pie. Them bitches are tripping, they tricking for dividends. You wanna buy? You're pushing your luck and you're wondering something. You're stuck in the sky, trying to fly. It's making me sick to my stomach. I'm coming to punish your high, bitch. See inside my visions, my living is science fiction. I'm seeing different dimensions. I'm searching for those that listen. It's angels and demons round us, but nobody can detect them. I'm spitting this on the record. For the record, I'm about to wreck it.